This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Very Hard to Submit. Go to vhtsny.com and check out their kimonos, compression gear, and apparel. This is a brand we are excited to be supported by. Their gear is high quality with a clean design. Go to vhtsny.com and see for yourself.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Grappler Union Podcast. Today in studio we have Andre Maneco, third degree black belt under Carlson Gracie Jr., owner and head instructor of Soul FIghters Chicago. Enjoy.
8 to 6 minutes. That's what happens in that 6 minutes.
You taught me using any technique that works. Never to limit myself to one style. Keep an open mind.
We're not here to take part. We're here to take over.
In order to become more peaceful, in order for you to become better and strategize your life.
All right, guys, we're live. Andre, thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much. How you doing, guys?
We're doing good. We're doing good. I've been off the mat for 3 weeks now, but I'm...
So why is that again? Let's remind our listeners.
my toe hold.
Well, not your toe hold.
Not my toe hold. Paul Doe's toe hold on me. So, but it's slowly getting better. Healing up. So we'll see. I'm just going to keep, doing what I need to do. But Andre's here, so let's talk jiu-jitsu. Let's talk Worlds. Okay. You're coming back from amazing victories. I watched all the matches. They were phenomenal. Classic. I say classic, Andre, because up until the finals, nobody scored a point on you.
Yeah, not one point.
Not one point.
Went back and watched it.
Incredible. Just incredible matches. All your matches for me, I don't know, because we're so close and I'm just like invested in it so much. When I watch you, I'm just like, all right, here it comes. And then something amazing, like a sweep or this, and it's just so intense. Like the intensity is always there and it's just fantastic to watch. And I know that the IBJJF and Flow Grappling featured you as, one of the black belts to watch.
Yeah, one of the best performances.
Best performances.
Yeah,
right.
It was good. I had a good time doing fighting this war this time, but we had a couple intense fights, like my finals against Marcelo Dorado was a very intense fight.
Right.
But it was fun at the same time, and I ended up winning this time. Last time I lost in Brazil, on Brazilian Nationals,
right.
And it was a very, very tough fight too. And this one I come up on first, so it was good.
Now he took you down in that finals match. Did you anticipate him taking you down like that?
I knew that he was like a black belt, a good black belt. The first fight we had, he took me down and scored 2 points to the last fight in Brazil. And I knew that I knew he was going to come up with that type of game, like stand up and try to take me down and not passing my guard, because that's what he does. For me, Marcelo is very limited in jiu-jitsu. Uh-huh. His judo is phenomenal, but his jiu-jitsu is very limited.
I see.
Once he got inside the guard, it's very hard for him to do anything like passing the guard, like a lot of other people. He's very limited in his skills. So
I would say he was downright passive. I watched that match. He established his grips. He held on for dear life, like he was hoping to win that whole match on those 2 points.
Right.
Yeah. So those rules today, IBJJF rules, fighting 5 minutes is very easy for you to actually. I'm going to say. Make a strategy for that type of fight. Okay. You fight 5 minutes only. You score 2 points. You start with 2 points ahead. A lot of people, they go over there to win by little. That's what happened. They don't want to show anything else. They don't want to. Sometimes they even have a more jiu-jitsu, but they don't want to give everything over there. You know what I mean? They just want to win by little, like I said. They make 2 points. They seems like they work in passes and all the technique, but they don't. They just they try to move a little bit so they get away with stalling penalties. So a lot of people, they fight jiu-jitsu nowadays, especially like 5 minutes, a match. That's what they do. And you know what I mean? So right. I'm still like an old school jiu-jitsu, very hyper, very intense. Like you said, it's hard to score points on me. At the same time, I have won the highest score,
right.
31 points in 4 matches on the Worlds.
That's great.
So like you said before, just until semifinal, nobody scored a point. And then I find one guy scored 2 points on me. So when I go to fight, I plan to do this. I plan not to give it away points and keep the points that I have and just keep it going. Every fight is a final fight for me.
What was a sweep? Because I was watching you trying to do. I saw you trying to elevate him with your knees. Like you bring your knees inside, you're trying to get him up, elevated him. But what was a sweep you actually got him with?
The sweep that I got on him was like a close guard sweep when somebody put a knee in the middle.
Yeah.
But I kind of tricked him to put that knee in the middle because that was the only way for me to sweep him at the time. I couldn't get my knees inside in front of his shoulder. I couldn't get the lassos. I couldn't play spider guard or even butterfly guard. So I knew he wants to put a knee in the middle so he can push one of my leg down and get close to the half guard. That's how he passed the guard most of the time, like through the middle. And I felt that. So I kind of tricked with him because I knew I have a long legs, and I couldn't close my guard after he put the knee in the middle. That's what happened. So when he put the knee in the middle, he stood up and put the knee in between my legs. I was able to close my guard right behind him. And then instead like sweep him from the same side he got the knee up, I end up sweeping him to the other side. Why? Because he knew I was going to go for the regular sweep on the side he got the knee up. But I was kind of imagine he was going to do that. So what happened when he put the knee in the middle and across my leg, I ended up like turning to the side and I grabbed one of his hand, the other side, and ended up with the sweep. It was very...
Right to mount.
Right to mount. I planned that sweep from the beginning. Like I was playing that sweep like a minute before he put that knee inside. I was kind of, okay, just put one knee inside between my legs. Just try. Because he wasn't try at all.
Right.
After, if you see the final, in 3 minutes and a half, I was losing the fight. And then I ended up winning the fight after taking his back.
Right.
And then we scrambled a little bit. He come up on top of me again. Then he actually was the first time he put the hand on my knee to try to pass my guard.
Because now he's losing.
He was losing, so he had to give it away a little bit more than he was giving before.
Right.
So he had to come up with something. So it was the first time you see the whole fight. Actually, he placed the knee on top of my knee and tried to push my knee down to pass my guard. But it was too late for him. It was 40 seconds left. He would have not opened my guard. And he started like laughing to the camera after I swept him, after I made 4 points. I think that guy tried to make me say something so I can get disqualified again. That was a very, very aggravated me because he knew I have a short temper.
Right.
And I was kind of pissed with the way he was fighting. So he was like trying to make faces.
He's trying to antagonize you.
He antagonized me to make me say something so I can get another pin or even get disqualified by the referees. That was a very dirty game, very unfair, attitude, you know what I mean?
Right. So
like
you
that.
said disqualified again. You guys
I got disqualified. Yeah, I got disqualified in Brazil. What happened in Brazil? I had a match with him. It was the semifinals of Brazilian Nationals. And he took me down, he scored 2 points. And after 2 points was the same game. He was sitting down, he was like on his force the whole time, like he didn't want to pass my guard. So the fight was over, it was 2-0 and one advantage for me because I almost took him down in the beginning. But when the fight was over, it was 2-0 for him, and then I ended up losing the fight. So I walked to the referee, and I kind of complained a little bit with the referee, say, referee, why don't you guys didn't give him any penalty, any stalling penalties? He stalled the whole game. He was holding my arm. I was fighting with one arm for 3 minutes. And the referee didn't say anything. He was just like shake his head. Hey, I couldn't do anything. And then when I was passing by him, he looked at me and said, "Shut up. I don't want to course you here, guys." But he said something like a bad word to me, and then I sat back to him the same way. But the referee only heard me say something, so I ended up disqualifying and lost my 3rd place in Brazil. And I was kind of bad because he said something for me first, right. And then I just like turned back to him and say something back to him I shouldn't say. But, when you lose a fight and lose a fight the way I lost a fight for somebody that I don't want to say doesn't have as much as I do, but go to jiu-jitsu tournament and style the game like the way he does is
Right.
for me is doesn't work that way. It's pissed me off a little bit.
No,
So
I mean you clearly fight for the finishes. I mean,
Right.
just referencing Masters Worlds, you had one match was just like an absolute slaughter. What was it, like 16-0? So that was like crazy aggressive on your part. And then one of the other ones was you finished with a choke from the back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was
Taking
like
the back.
3 minutes in. You know, it was a real dominant performance there too. So
Yeah,
I mean,
that night was very accomplishment for me. IBJJF, they have this ceremony for all the top 3 ranking, and I was one of those. On the beginning of the year, I was on the first on the ranking, and then I dropped to the number 3rd. So I think that's when they count the points. So when they made the ceremony, they gave me the 3rd place on the ranking. But right now I'm on number 1, back again, back on the first again. But like I said, it was a beautiful day for me. It was a beautiful weekend of jiu-jitsu in my career, one of the best ones. Be, recognized like one of the best jiu-jitsu fighters in my division was a very good feeling.
Yeah.
right.
So,
no, for sure.
yeah.
For sure. And, like, it's funny. We had you, it was episode 15, right? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. And I remember you saying that you were coming back at the time from double knee surgery, wasn't it? Double
Yes,
ACL?
yes.
And that you wanted to make 2017 the best year. And I think you've more than topped that in 2018 here.
Yeah. Another day, Flow Grappler, they put another post on the Facebook, and they was how we say they have the 6 best performers in the world, and they mention a lot of names, Megaton, Formica, Guto Campos, and the other guys, and the post they did before, they mentioned me one of the five best performers, and then after like 2 weeks they made another one with 6 guys, and my name wasn't there, and I felt like, what's going on with Flow Grappling sometimes, you know what I mean?
Right.
They put the people they think they do a very good performance, but I don't see those guys very often in tournaments, you know what I mean? It's like I'm in there most of the time. Only 2017, I have 12 gold medals so far. I won 3 opens, like division, absolute division. So I double gold like 3 tournaments. I won the European, Pan American, Worlds. I'm number 1 on the ranking right now. And then I'm working so hard. I don't remember that I told you that I was going to do a very good in 2017, but I think my whole career in jiu-jitsu, I try to be on top of the game somehow. Not on top of the game, but I try to lead my team. Show to them can be done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why.
It's fascinating because I train with you obviously a lot, and your drive to keep going and to bring all of us as competitors as well with you
Behind me,
and just to see you and how you come back from injury, and if this is bothering you, you'll take a little bit of time and then you come back and you're just always going. And someone at your age, you're in Masters 4, you're 48,
47 now.
47. It's incredible, just incredible the amount of jiu-jitsu you can do, and you just keep going. What is it like? What is it that you do that keeps this thing going? I mean, I don't know
for that fountain of youth secret there.
That secret, like what keeps you driven? Like day in and day out, you're there teaching class, you're there taking care of the gym. The gym always looks amazing. You do it all. So what is the driving you and then compete on top of it? Because there's some instructors that don't even have time to compete because they don't have time to take care of the gym. But you seem to be able to work it all out.
First of all, love what you do.
Yeah,
I'm in vacation every day. To tell you the truth, I don't work. I don't feel like I work. You see my gym like clean and organized every day because I'm a clean person. It's easy. So wherever I go, whatever I do, I have to be clean and organized. Jiu-jitsu, for me, is something that, how am I going to describe to you? It's part of my life. That's what I do for a living. That's what I try to get better every single day. And if you ask me if you have a secret for that, yes. Good diet, sleep well. I don't do much. I don't party much. I live for jiu-jitsu. I have a very, very easy life right now. I don't try make life complicated. Try leave the issues like off the mats. We all have issues. We all have problems during the day. But when you inside the gym, when you feel happy, you do everything good. That's a secret. Be happy and train jiu-jitsu. That's what I tell you to do.
He did offer you some advice about sleeping, so you probably need to work on that.
Yes,
that's for sure.
Rest is a part of the training big time.
Yeah.
If you don't rest, I don't do much rest like between training, but for sure I eat well and sleep at night every single day. Like I said, I don't have a bad habit. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm not out on the bar and stuff like that. I do sometimes, but sometimes. You know, when I have like a special occasion to do something, then I, I have a couple beers. I don't, there's nothing bad with that. I can eat hamburgers. I can do whatever. I can eat whatever I want to. But I'm close to the tournament. I try to cut the sugar, salt, sleep well. Try not to be so worried about everything around you, and try to focus what you have to do, by end of the week. And most of the tournament is end of the week. So on the weekend, you have to be prepared mentally and physical, so you can, take those challenges and come up with a good result. Yeah. That's what you do.
So prior to the World, you were in Ecuador.
I was like I said,
How was that?
It was wonderful. I had before I went to Ecuador, I was kind of worried about a little bit because I'm going to Ecuador. I don't know anybody over there. It's 1 week before the tournament. I should be training my ass off in academy right now. You know what I mean? Going hard to everybody. And I'm going to Ecuador. But on the other hand, I had such a good time, such a relaxing time, and a good training with Gabriel Wilcox. He came with me to Ecuador. He's a very good fighter. He ended up taking second, Master 2 on the featherweight against what is his name? Esquisito. Yeah, Escorrega from Barra Gracie. Is I think he came here once before, if I'm not wrong.
Carlos
Lemos. So it was a very good match on the final. So me and Gabriel we ended up going to Ecuador, and we did a seminar over there, and we trained like 5-6 days together with the people we had over there. So actually, it was a very relaxing time, a very good training for me and him, and I got ready for the Worlds pretty well.
Yeah,
and
did some surfing.
Well, I got some surfing.
How was the surf out there? Good.
Horseback riding and everything.
Surfing was good though?
Surf was okay. It was just like 2 days of waves, but it was okay.
Yeah. Not like Brazil surf?
But they have a very, very good match over there. The house was beautiful. It was a big mansion with a lot of rooms.
It looked amazing. Like the pictures. Was it like where you were training, like outside, like off the beautiful coast? Like I saw like the water
Ecuador,
behind.
I found out Ecuador was the fifth place in the world to retire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's very beautiful. It's beautiful. The food was amazing. Very healthy food.
Yeah.
We have like a private chef, like cooking for us every single day. It was an amazing experience.
That definitely sounds relaxing.
Oh, yeah.
We need to. All right, Zito, next time we're going to do Worlds, we're going to Ecuador for the week before first.
I think it works.
That's the secret. There you go. Gotta go down to Ecuador.
Do you need a visa for that one or just the passport?
Just a passport, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I took like 7 of my students to Ecuador too with me, so it was fun.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again soon.
That's nice.
Sounds like a blast.
So what's coming up for you now? Any more movies?
Right now?
I know you just finished up the movie, right? Or that television show from Amazon?
Yeah, the Patriots. Yeah, we're going to do another show starting October.
Oh,
We're
yeah?
going to start shooting the series again
Where are
in
you
October.
going this time?
I think in Paris. We're going to start in Paris again. Yeah, so
Nice.
it'll be fun. This time, I think they're going to take the other guys from Chicago, Jay Valco. Jay Valco was in the first series with me. I think they're going to call them again. So it'll be 4 of us again on the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as the jiu-jitsu right now, I want to do the Abu Dhabi trials.
Okay.
That's the only title that I don't have yet. So I want to go over there and try to get one of those Master 1, and see what happens.
Nice.
Last year's my goal is this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to compete that one for sure.
Nice.
See if I can qualify first. We gotta.
What do you got to do to qualify for that?
I think you gotta go to like couple matches, couple tournaments over here in America.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to win one of the qualifying tournaments.
Yeah.
So they have those in Chicago, or you have to fly? You have to go.
Usually, last year they were in New York, I think.
Okay.
And then so you got an East Coast and West Coast trial. I don't remember where exactly in California West Coast was, but so that's what it was last year.
If you're American, you have to try in America. If you're Brazilian, you have to try in Brazil.
I see.
That's what they do too. So people from Brazil, they cannot come to America and try try qualify here. Right. So they have to qualify in Brazil. So I'm going to try qualify this year here.
Yeah.
It's the one type that I don't have yet, so I'm going to try that one. And the Brazilian Nationals. I'm going to go for that one too.
Nice.
You going to do no-gi this year?
No, I'm done with no-gi.
Yeah?
Yeah, I won last year the Worlds, and I'm done this year with no-gi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like gi better. I fight better with gi. I won the Worlds,
you fight pretty good at no-gi.
I did a good job last year.
Yeah.
My finals I fought against Cobrinha's wrestling coach. So it was a very good match.
Yeah.
I ended up winning by knee bar. So it was fun.
I know. I watched that. It was crazy.
It was very intense.
Very intense.
I had a little.
It was so fast.
I had a little feeling that you was holding back a little bit. If you saw the end of the match, I was screaming like. Was a good fight. Fighters, they always have that. So
and you're so hyped up when I just love your intensity when you're done. When you're in the fight, you seem really focused, so focused, and then when the fight's over, it's just the emotion that comes over you is so I don't know how to say it. I just feel it.
Infectious.
It's infectious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes you get a couple matches that really change you inside, you know what I mean? Make your feelings go very, very, you know what I mean? On your skin, you know what I mean?
Getting goosebumps.
Yeah. So
I know. So what do we else got coming up? So we've got the Abu Dhabi, obviously no-gi. Pans coming up? No-gi?
Well, no-gi Pans is next week?
It's the next week, right?
Yeah.
In New York.
You have a no-gi pants, you have a Mundial by end of the year, but I'm fighting Dallas Open.
Okay.
So, yeah, in a couple weeks.
What about Fight to Win? You going to do another Fight to Win?
I applied for Dallas, but they didn't have a spot for me. And Dallas, I would like to fight the same card with Formiga and all the Soul FIghters guys from Dallas.
Right.
But it didn't happen this time. But maybe next time, Saturday, will give me a fight there. So
yeah. Or when he comes back here. Are they coming back here Are they coming back in October? I heard.
Well, I think it was originally planned, but I heard in the lead up that they were going to have to take it off the schedule. So this is actually this last Fight to Win, I believe, is the last Fight to Win for this year.
Okay,
in Chicago.
In Chicago.
Right.
Okay.
Still, obviously, plenty of other shows out there.
Yeah. Well,
next time they come to Chicago, I was planning to bring a lot of people from the academy, so I'm going to try to talk to Seth.
Yeah.
And try to get a better group of guys to fight to win. I know Mark Vives always bring 10 or 12 people to fight.
He had
it's a huge amount.
Mark basically brings half the card. Yeah.
I know. They bring a lot of people to the show, so this is fair.
Yeah.
But I want to bring the academy, I want to bring Soul Fighter to the to the event really strong. Yeah. I know it would be good for everybody to watch the fighters because we both have very good fighters purple belts and brown belts right now. So it would be a good card if you said put a little bit more guys.
And that's something that's changed since last time you're on our podcast is now we are Soul Fighters. It's Soul Our gym is Soul Fighters. As before it was Andre Maneco, BJJ, but now we're under the Soul Fighters, officially under Soul Fighters. On that sign out front says Soul Fighters. Your decision to do that, obviously, you were working with a lot of you guys, your friends, right, from Soul Fighters. That's how you chose them.
Yeah, back in the day,
they're a young team, right?
Young team, yeah. Back in the day, 10 years ago, when I started rapping, I met Alvaro Mansur. He's the leader from Soul Fighters, and I always have this good relation with him and Tanquinho and Tanquinho's brother. So, but I was Carlson Gracie at the time. I was not Carlson Gracie, but I came for Carlson Gracie. I was fighting for myself. I had no team. I have a little, problem, when I left my old school. Not problem, but I have to, do my own thing. Right. Then I decided to come with Maneco name, with my name because I'm well known in Chicago, so a lot of people they know who I am. Right. That's why I come up with the name from. I thought the advertising would be better with my name since everybody know who I am. I was winning everything by that time too, and then that's why I come up with Andre Maneco, on the name of my academy. But like I said, after I started rapping with Alvaro Mansur, he invited me to come to Soul Fighter and I started the association. Like I said, Soul Fighter come with like a lot of young fighters right now, a lot of new fighters, like guys like with a lot of potential to be the top one on the rank and the top on the jiu-jitsu right now. So that's why I choose to be with Soul Fighter right now. Yeah. So, and plus when I go to Brazil, I always train with them. So everything went perfect.
Right.
So match perfect.
Yeah. Good fit.
Yeah, it was a good fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sign is giant in front. It's so big.
Yeah,
it's
I think my sign is one of the most beautiful jiu-jitsu sign in Chicago.
Yeah, it's
not because it's so fighting, because it's well really done. Nice. Yeah, you can see from the airplane, and you can see so fighting.
I'll check that out next time I'm flying in. I'll be like,
you talk about like 5 feet wide and 25 foot.
Okay, I haven't seen the new logo, obviously. Yeah. How recent is this?
Beautiful. I mean, we got it winter time. It was in the winter.
Yeah, it was $10,000, so you better like it.
It's pretty slick. I mean, they had to like close off the sidewalk for a couple of days while they were like constructing it. I was like, what is going on? But then when they lit it up at night, I'm like, holy shit, it's really cool.
Works. Have that sign over there change a lot of things for us too. Like motivate a lot of people, a lot of neighbors. We have a lot of people from the neighborhood come to the academy. Most of our clients, they like walk to the academy, to tell the truth. I have a lot of people, they drive like actually 1 hour to get to my gym to train with me. There's something that I feel good about it. You see, like, like so many gyms before, my gym, and they end up still come, drive all the way to my gym is something. It's something that I have to actually say thank you, to people and appreciate. Because, like I said, people couldn't save money and go to a gym close to their house, but they right to drive like, they want to drive like 1 hour to come and train with me something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They definitely see the worth in it.
Yeah, and they see the academy is growing like every single day. When I opened the academy, I have 8 students, and right now we're close to 150 students, like after 5 years. Victor has been helping me a lot too with those advertising, bring more people to the academy. So,
Victor's here also. He doesn't want to be on mic though. It's okay.
Definitely doesn't want to be on camera. Right?
No, he doesn't want to be on camera either.
He just want to take a photo of me.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. It's just PR. It's okay. Andre has an entourage with him.
There you go. That's the lifestyle you want, right?
That's what I want.
Yeah. Hang out in Ecuador, win world championships, have an entourage.
That's the life. So what else is up, Andre? What else? Man, I feel like I haven't seen you in so long.
It's because you've been away from the gym for this excessively long period.
Well, because he went to Ecuador, and then I was fighting, and then I just haven't been back. I haven't seen him. I know if I go, because I want to train.
We were discussing this. You need to go to class. You need to put your gi on, and you need to not roll.
Not roll.
Yeah, you need to have that discipline, man.
I know it's hard. It's very difficult when you're there and you're like, my foot's okay. I could probably get away with something. But I don't want to do that.
But you teach, right?
Yes.
I mean, you can put your gi on, demonstrate. You can teach. I know it's not the same as rolling. I
know.
I'm a mat rat just like you.
I love it.
But
I love it.
But yeah, you gotta keep that habit. And I don't know. When I get an injury, and maybe Maneco does things differently, but when I get an injury, I figure out what I can do safely. I limit myself to that. Like if I mess up my ankle, I'm not going to be doing any stand up. I'm not going to be doing any leg locks or anything like that. I'm going to escape crossbody. I'm going to work on defense. What's my arm bar defense like when my legs hurt? Things like that. So I mean, there's still always work that I can do. But yeah, I'm sure as hell not rolling when I'm injured.
You never want to talk about be happy.
Yeah.
When you're home and you're not training, you're not happy at all.
Not.
See?
Not
if
happy.
you go to academy and you hurt and you try to do what he's saying, you're going to be happy. You're going to heal faster.
Yeah.
Your body's gonna like just make you faster just because you feel good. Feeling bad, feeling like sorry for yourself or stay home like I'm gonna wait until I get better. A lot of people come to jiu-jitsu, you know, Andre, I wanna do jiu-jitsu, but I'm gonna go to CrossFit first.
So I can get in shape for
get in shape. No, bro, don't do that. Come over here. Let's get in shape together here.
Right.
Let me show you how you're gonna get in shape here. Let me do that for you. You don't have to do it by yourself. Come over here. Don't go to CrossFit.
Right.
CrossFit is gonna make you give up everything.
Shots fired.
Sorry, CrossFit people. It's nothing personal.
Right. But no, you're right. No, I totally understand. I mean, the first week I was on crutches, so I couldn't really do much there. I had to elevate my foot. At the end of the day, my foot swells up. But I think tomorrow I'm gonna do the 6 o'clock tomorrow. I think I can put the gi on and do
Everybody
that.
waiting for you there.
I know. I can't. I'm just like itching to get back on the mat because you're right. When I'm on the mat, my phone's off. I'm not thinking about that. All I'm doing is just I'm in the moment. You know, just thinking jiu-jitsu.
We can talk about this a little bit too, about like being in the academy. Mm-hmm. It's something that is very important too. I know I travel a lot, but you see me on my face on the mat in the academy almost every single day. Mm-hmm. I'm not the type of guy that uses excuses to not be on the mat. Maybe that's one of the secrets to be good in jiu-jitsu or win matches or win tournaments. I don't make excuse not to be in the gym. Even if I like to surf, I like to travel, I like to fight, I know the whole freaking planet already. Mm-hmm. I fly like 60 times a year. For like 10 years I've been doing this. I know Europe, I know everywhere, like Central America, South America, Europe, everywhere. America, I know every single state in America. Means I travel a lot, but even though I'm in academy every time that I can. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I try to build, to schedule my flights and my fights, or even vacation. The time the academy is a little bit slow. By end of the year, I don't take a lot of time off of the mats of my academy. I like to take care of my business, like on the business, in the business, not just take care of my business behind, four walls, sit on the table and see, how many students that I have, how much money that I make. That part I actually don't like it. My part on the mat, on jiu-jitsu, is to be on the mat, to teach people what I do. What I do is jiu-jitsu. That's what my secret to make everything works well in my academy. We always getting like new students. Of course, every academy lose a lot of students, especially white belts. They come and go like crazy. But our academy, for some reason, we able to retain a lot of those white belts. They don't give up on me. The last belt promotion that I have, I made like 14 blue belts. Means all the white belts they signed over a year ago, they made it to a blue belt. There's a very good percentage of people like
yeah, no, that's
a sign
great
of you
retention.
a very good sign of retention. People in the academy means we're doing the right thing. Right. Means I'm an academy, and they know I'm there to teach, to care about them. So that's what jiu-jitsu is giving me right now. That's why I'm so. I don't want to say I'm so successful with jiu-jitsu, but everything works so well right now in my life with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it all clicks right now.
Yeah, because I push myself hard. Like I said, I don't make excuses not to be in academy or not to be in a man or not to be in a fight.
Right.
I just do it. I just get up in the morning, put my clothes on, and get my breakfast, gym. If I have to clean, organize, I do it. I don't care. I'm like 5 times world champ. I clean the bathroom almost every day. I change the toilet, paper, I do everything. It's for me, it's for my people. so they can feel good, they can feel happy, so they can get better in jiu-jitsu, and then bring gold medals for me. I love gold medals.
They are quite motivating, aren't they?
Yeah,
nice.
I have like close to 100 medals right now as a black belt, so I think I like gold medals.
I actually don't know. Do you have the students bring in their medals and display those as well, or all the medals in the academy strictly?
No, it would be like too many medals. I have my medals over there. It's already like, I don't know, almost 100 medals on the wall.
Yes.
But they all organized and clean, so
Yeah.
I'm very proud of that. So.
Yeah, they're nice. It's a good display of medals.
Yeah, my clinic doesn't have much things on the wall. It's
No.
very clean,
Very clean gym.
open gym. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. And then you just recently replaced the carpet. Now we have that nice, beautiful tile down.
I put it on.
You did.
See, so
yourself.
people think that they ask me, so what's your secret? Your secret is to like what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
A lot of people say, especially at tournaments, if Andre is cornering someone or coaching, you'll hear Andre for sure
From across the hall.
and everyone asks me, "Oh man, Andre," I'm like, he's just really passionate about jiu-jitsu. That's it. He's passionate. He's not crazy. He just is so invested in that white belt that is right now on the mat, who's only been with us for maybe 3 or 4 months. Andre is treating him the way he would treat a black belt, a purple belt, blue belt. They're all the same to him. He's invested in everybody that comes at him, and that's what's so unique. He's not like, oh, this guy's only been with us for 3 months. It's his first tournament. No big deal. He is in that match, and that's admirable. It's nice.
One thing that I do in jiu-jitsu good too is coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of people fighting, like a lot of students fighting, a lot of other black belt coaching their students. And sometimes I don't see them help them out, like help the students as much as they can do it. I'm saying that when I coach, I want to be in a fight with my guy. That's when I said, before the fights, I always tell my student, we're going to be 2 against 1. That's why I tell them. If you listen to me, you're going to be 2 persons against 1 person to the other side. Mm-hmm. If the other coach is really good, probably it's going to be 2 against 2. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But a lot of those guys, they don't even have a coach because they traveling somewhere. Mm-hmm. They don't care who is fighting over there. You just said Andre cares about everybody go to the tournament, white belt, black belt. It's not just a care. I'm there for them. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of people say I care about my white belt, but they never there. They never show up to say, hey, do the armbar. Let's do it. You can't do that. A lot of coaches, they don't even show up to the tournament for their students. I try to be, even I'm in Chicago and it's my day off. If I have somebody fighting, I'm going to be there for them. Mm-hmm. And on the other hand, when I coach, I'm very intense when I coach mm-hmm. because I know jiu-jitsu. I know when somebody, start like you hold the pants or put the hand inside the pants, so they're supposed to get a penalty. So I know a lot of jiu-jitsu. And when I see jiu-jitsu, it's kind of, it's like art for me. You know what I mean? It's just like, just one more day of jiu-jitsu for me. And then when I start coaching them and I start screaming at them because it's too much noise behind me.
Right.
If I don't talk to me, a lot of coaches say, hey, do the armbar. He's not gonna hear inside.
Right.
You have like 200 people behind you screaming, hey, kill him.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're gonna say, hey, please do the armbar. Take the hand out. You can't do that.
No.
It has to be a little bit more intense.
But your direction, I know I was watching at the Chicago Open and you were coaching Christina, and man, the way you told her what to do and she listened to every detail, and that just sweep, she would just sweep, and it's like, what the? It was just
He's like puppet.
It was like a puppet. Like he's like, hand there, here, boom, and sweep, boom. I'm like, what the? And I know you guys have worked a lot longer than you and I have worked, and I'm just like, and Paul always says this about you. Paul says, if Andre is coaching me, I'm gonna win every time, because Andre, you and Paul also have that synchronicity
right.
where it's like that
coachability,
right? I feel like I'm almost there. I'm still learning, the way of being coached. I know I messed up at the Open. I was trying, but I kind of made a little mistake. But I really see that. Like when I see you coach other people, it really helps me to understand your coaching method and then try to like, okay, Andre tells me to do it. I just got to do it. Just got to go and do it. When you say omoplata, I got to just do it. Because you see things that no one else sees. It's so incredible the way that you see things. I'm like, how the fuck did he see that? I'm like, how that?
When I
like,
coach,
so incredible.
When I coach, I can anticipate people's move. That was make me feel like I know how to coach, because I know how to anticipate like people move or even your move.
Yeah.
Sometimes I know what you want to do before you do.
Right.
You know, just the way you move side or left or right or hand there or here, foot, head. I know what you're trying to do, and I know when you're gonna make a mistake too, and I try to avoid that mistake before you make that mistake.
Right.
I see you guys sometimes pass, guard, if you don't put the underhook on the arm and say, don't pass. He's going to go for your back. And then when you try to pass, you end up the guy on your back and say, oh my, why didn't listen, Andre?
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you lose a fight or win a fight and go back home and watch the fight. Oh my goodness, why didn't listen, Andre, at the time? You feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I'm able to, I think anything you do for more than 25 years, you become really good.
Yeah.
And if you're good for that type of thing, you're going to become really, really good. Right. That makes sense?
Yeah.
If you do something for like 25 years, you're going to become good anyway. Otherwise, you're not going to be doing that for a long time. Does that make sense? They're going to either fire you, or you're not going to make money, or you're going to have to stop.
Right.
But if you keep doing the same thing for 25 years, and it's working, you're making money, means you're learning or you're good about it, something there. So I've been doing this for a long time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why I'm be able to coach, fight, and train jiu-jitsu the way I do. I learn a lot. I learn a lot from jiu-jitsu. When I'm hurt, I'm able to train because I know how to deal with the pain. I know how to deal with my injuries. When I coach, I know how to anticipate, moves from other people. I was one of the best referees in the league in IBJJF.
Sure, yeah.
So when I coach, no referee can fool me with like, okay, it was a pass the guard. No, it wasn't pass the guard. It was a sweep. No, it wasn't sweep. I can see it.
I mean, how many jiu-jitsu matches have you seen? It's got to be thousands, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Reffing?
Thousands.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Average, I would say each referee in IBJJF on the world a day, they ref like from 30 to 50 fights a day.
Wow.
It's a lot of fights.
So that's a single. That's a single event. And you refed how many years?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
So even if you just did one big event a year, that'd be 300 to 500 matches from one event each of those years.
Right.
Yeah,
and he was a lot more active than that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of matches. Like if you take a 5 minutes match, you take one after in 60 minutes, how many matches right there? 12 matches. Let's plus like time between the match. So every hour you're able to, you can like ref 10 fights, 8 fights every hour.
Yeah.
If you do like 12-hour shift, how many fights do you have during the day? So that's one of the problems that we have in jiu-jitsu. I think one of the most problems we have in jiu-jitsu right now, with those little leagues. Two like things that bother me in jiu-jitsu right now is the way they found I'm not gonna talk about the referees. We don't have good referees right now because people they don't want to spend money with referees. They don't have money enough to spend on good referees. They cannot make like a union of referees so they can ref more often so they can get better. That's the type of job you gotta put hours. Right. Otherwise you're never gonna get better. Right. Pay $150 for a ref one day on the weekend, and the guy's gonna ref like 2 months later. That guy's never gonna be able to ref a good, match in jiu-jitsu.
Right. Yeah, I've been through several programs to like certify myself as a referee, in various rule sets, and I never referee enough. I don't feel like I'd be a very good ref to begin with, but I know that for sure I don't have the time to be an actual good referee.
Right.
Like I see guys like Maneco, like Sambo Steve, guys that have an extensive period of time where they're reffing constantly. Like those are the guys that I want reffing my matches.
Right.
You know, they have the experience. I know they're not going to screw me. They know the rules better than the competitors for sure. You know, there's just no doubt there. They know where to stand so that they have the best angle. You know, which is so important. And you know,
it is important. Every aspect inside the mat is very important for a referee. A referee, the way they is like get a blue belt online.
I thought
You know
all
what I mean?
IBJJF referees are black belts.
You go
Is
to
that
a
not true?
referee course and you understood all the referee, rules, but you never ref.
Right.
It's like you get your blue belt online.
Yeah.
You never trained jiu-jitsu, but you know the moves, right?
Right, yeah. You watched it, right.
And you send a paper to them, I know this move, okay, you're a blue belt now. Referee is the same thing. If you don't put work on it, I think a referee is even worse because of it. Yeah, it's different. When you get a time to ref, then you want to become better. Is to get timing for reffing, only reffing. Yeah. It's no other way around. Right. When you see somebody sweep like back and forth, like 3 or 4 sweep at the same time, and you get confused, who is on the bottom? You don't even know because you already lost. It was like 2 or 3 sweeps like back and forth. You already lost like who was on the bottom. Was the black or the blue gi was on the bottom? And then you raise your hand, 2 points for the white gi, but the blue gi was on the bottom. Oh my goodness. It's too late. So that's why people get upset. All the
right. Coaches screaming in the sidelines.
And then like the level of the how you say, the intensity of the tournament is all like over there. When you see like many referee mistakes during the day, that's how you make, that's how it's all like be like very intense like tournaments, and you see like things like that happen. So that's one of the problems you just. The other problem is like a lot of leagues, small leagues, they try and invent new rules for jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. You got ABA rules, ABI rules. Yeah. You have like submission only rules. You have IBJJF rules. You have a NAGA rules. Right. You have a grappling industry rules. They try to like modify the rules a little bit, and then you never know what kind of rules you play. That makes sense. It's not like you play football, you're going to play football rules.
That's it. Right.
You know what I mean? You're going to play basketball, you're going to play basketball rules. Right. You know what I mean? Now you play jiu-jitsu, you don't know what kind of rules you're going to play. You're going to find out with the leader, with the owner, the tournament owner, the whatever company, you bridge owner, what is the rules so I'm going to fight today. Right. Sometimes it's too quickly for you to like prepare your fighter. Right. So today you're going to fight this one. I didn't know you're going to fight this one. Oh, you're going to end up on a heel lock. Oh, be careful. You're going to go to a surgery right after the fight. Right. It's stuff like that.
Yeah, I do. And that's why, they have more and more tournaments now, like New Breed. All of them are just coming up. And they're like every other weekend, it seems. Right. Like, right? And you don't have time.
There's no shortage of tournaments
anymore. There's no shortage of tournaments anymore. It's not like we had IBJJF at one point and we had NAGA, right? And now it's like, there's like a dozen different tournaments, and they all have all different rule sets.
So, I mean, I could probably open my phone because I tend to, even if I can't make it to the tournament, I put myself down as interested so that I know it's there. A lot of times I've got friends fighting, so it's like even if I'm not going, I want to know what's happening kind of thing. And so just this weekend, this Saturday, we had a New Breed.
New Breed.
Then next weekend we've got is Fuji. And then also, same day is the Submission Hunter.
Yeah.
So 3 tournaments in the span of 7 days. God forbid that there's something in the middle of the week there.
Right.
But all different rule sets.
All different rule sets.
And I get on my guys so much because it's like, you entered a tournament. Do you know the rules? Did you train for the rules? Right. Like what's allowed? Oh, reaping's allowed, but heel hooks aren't. There's a weird rule set, but that just happened. I'm like, okay, sure. Let's do some reaping leg locks that don't involve heel hooks. Right. Okay.
So be a teacher, jiu-jitsu owner, like academy one way. I have my business. It's hard for me to deal with that because I have to be on top of my guys all the time and find out what they want to fight, how they're going to fight, you know what I mean? And I have to be on top of this whole thing the whole time. Right. You know, change training for, you know, during the week because they're going to fight different, you know, set of rules. And this is instead like you just like, let's just fight for, let's say IBJJF. Yeah. Let's fight for this type of rules. Like, I want to fight for one set of rules and that's it. If you have to fight something else, like different, it would be like no submission.
No submission?
So, only submission. Only submission. Right. So either you fight IBJJF rules
or like a fight to win.
Or fight to win.
Right.
You know what I mean? That would be like a little bit more. It's a different shows of jiu-jitsu, different goals of jiu-jitsu, but it's easy to train your fighter for both of them. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna train your fighter for like 20 different rules. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make any sense. Right. You know what I mean? So that's what I think this is start like when jiu-jitsu become very popular in America. Right. Then everybody start like actually, you know, try and make money off it. Mm-hmm. You know, like people they don't even know what a jiu-jitsu, they put money on it just because they have money. Let's do a jiu-jitsu tournament. Right. We can make money off it. But they don't care about fight. They don't care about rules. They don't care about anything because they don't know better. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not like somebody doing jiu-jitsu for 25 years. Okay, now I'm going to do a jiu-jitsu tournament now. Right. He got so much experience and he knows how he's going to do it. Even he doesn't have much experience in tournament, he have experience in jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. A lot of people they doing jiu-jitsu right now, they don't have experience in jiu-jitsu. They never fought before. That makes sense? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's like what's like kind of like go different ways a little bit. Yeah. You know, about the reffing
I don't know why it would be so difficult to just, okay, we're just going to adopt the IBJJF rule set because the IBJJF is not going anywhere.
Well, okay. So like I appreciate options.
Yes.
Okay. You know, I compete in a variety of different sports, not just jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. So like I don't mind like EBI being its own format. You know, I don't. But with that said, I personally cannot keep track of the sheer volume of rules that are just locally the tournaments that we have. Right. So like, it was easier when like, okay, the rule sets were basically like Naga, which their no-gi rules were very different from IBJJF. IBJJF and Naga have very similar rules overall. You know, like the Naga has based their gi matches on IBJJF rules now. Then we have like ADCC and maybe like EBI, some sort of submission-only type thing. You know, whatever it may be for. But now like, you know, Grappling Industries, Fight to Win, IBJJF, EBI,
Gracie Regionals.
Yeah, like. It's great to have that huge variety of options as a competitor, as a, I don't know, I guess as a customer of jiu-jitsu per se, you know, because hopefully you'll find a format you like. But yeah, it's hellacious as a coach.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah. We take jiu-jitsu as a sport, right?
Right.
So my question is, grappling, wrestling, they have one set of rules.
Yeah,
they don't see like many wrestling tournament with different rules.
Right. We do have different rule sets in wrestling, but they're different styles of wrestling.
Styles of wrestling.
So you know, like we have scholastic or folk style, okay, which is very very similar between the high school and collegiate levels.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but then internationally we have freestyle wrestling, which to the untrained, you know, looks very similar to folk style, but the scoring's different. Okay, and that's
it's
one of the Olympic.
Different.
Yeah. The scoring is different. The preference on positioning is different. There's a lot more mat work in folk style wrestling, which is an American thing, mind you, than there is in freestyle wrestling, which is very very more so dominated by takedowns. Okay, but the takedowns that are allowed are very similar between the two styles. Okay, there are certain ones that are banned in folk style for safety because we don't want kids like suplexing guys on each other's heads. But at the international professional level, you know, that's fine. But then you have Greco-Roman. Okay, now Greco's another major international Olympic style of wrestling. Okay, all upper body throws. You can't trip, you can't shoot on the legs. It's all clinch work, body locks, suplexes, you know. So these are very, very different styles of wrestling.
That's a great call, yeah.
But we call them by very different names. Like it's not like you're ever going to show up to a wrestling tournament and be like, hey, what's the rules at this? No. Right. Like, you know, you're going to a Greco tournament,
right,
or you're going to a freestyle tournament well ahead. So, like, even as like an American wrestler, you know, going through starting very young and getting up to like the Olympic level, you're not going to learn 30 rule sets. You're going to learn maybe 4, over your entire life. Right. Okay, and you're always going to know, like, this is this tournament, it uses this rules. This is this tournament, it uses that rules, so on and so forth. But yeah, you're never going to like show up day of and be like,
does wrestling also do like say for jiu-jitsu, there's belt ranks? Does wrestling have ranks like that or no?
Yeah, national ranks or world ranks.
Well, I'm
like
saying in between, like, is there like, yeah, so is there you get your white belt, you get your blue belt, purple, brown. There's nothing like that in wrestling.
No, there's no concept of that in.
No concept of that.
There's no. Okay, there are some guys, many of them having judo or jiu-jitsu experience, that have thought it might be a good idea to try to develop something like that, sort of like to show progress and experience level. But for the most part, the way wrestling works is you're going to take somebody based on their age and their weight category, and you're going to put them in with everyone else in that age and weight category.
Is the age range? Does it range from like
at the younger ages,
16 to 18, or is it like
like
adult?
Okay, so I wrestled in high school.
Yeah.
As a freshman, I got pulled up to the JV squad, not because I was any good, but just because I filled the right weight category. Sure. It was put me there or default the points in every tournament.
I hear you.
Okay, and let's point out, I was not good. Okay, so like. When I'm wrestling, I'm going against guys oftentimes who have way more experience than me because, like, their dads were wrestlers, put them in when they were super young. Mm-hmm. They're 16-year-old or 15, I guess, probably year-old sophomores. You know, I'm 13, 14-year-old freshman. You know, and it's like they've been wrestling maybe 8 to 10 years, and I'm like, yeah, I did a little bit in junior high. This is my first real year. Slaughter.
Sure.
Okay. But that's the nature of the sport. You know, there's a lot of turnover as a result of that because you're gonna get into tournaments where basically like you're going against a black belt in wrestling as a white belt, you know, stepping on the mat for the first time.
Right.
But that's the cycle. And the only ranking structure that you have is like at the highest level where it's like this guy's ranked high nationally, internationally, whatever, you know, within this format or style based on like his success in competition.
I see.
Okay. And then you can say like this guy's the number 1 seed in this position, you know, this guy's the top guy for this nation, so on and so forth. So we have an idea of who the best wrestlers are in terms of their success competitively, but we don't assign a belt rank or anything of that nature to it.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, you know, age is a big factor. You're not going to put like a 6-year-old against a 12-year-old in a typical situation.
Right. Regardless if they're the same weight.
Yeah. Again, younger, that breaks down, you know, because with little kids, you know, like you got an 8-year-old wrestler.
Would you put an 18-year-old against a 28-year-old? Would that happen if they're the same weight?
Maybe that's happened. I've not seen that personally. Okay. You know, because like where would those guys even meet up?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about wrestling tournaments, so I'm not sure.
It works very differently.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
But it does make sense. Like Andre's point is like, you know, wrestling. You know, wrestling's wrestling. I mean, you have those 3 styles of wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas in jiu-jitsu, we don't have that uniformity yet.
No, like I said, we have 3 styles of wrestling that we're talking about. Like and some guys are never going to like. You could start wrestling as a kid, okay, and you might never bother to train freestyle or Greco because you have no Olympic aspiration.
Sure.
Okay, you're just like, no, I want to do this till I'm in college and then I'm done.
Right.
Okay, like that happens. Guys do, you know, 4 to 8 years of real serious wrestling in between high school and college, and that's it. It's over with. You know, they're not going to go any further with it. Often not always, oftentimes because they're not good enough to go further than college, mind you. You know, like that's kind of the end of the road for a lot of dudes. If you're not like a world level competitor, you know, what's your future in wrestling? It's actually, you're probably going to join a jiu-jitsu gym or an MMA gym, or it's going to fade away. Yeah. But those, even the guys that are very serious about it, and you know, and want to train at like a national level, they only need to learn 2 different styles, 2 different rule sets to compete nationally or internationally, I meant to say. And that's freestyle and Greco. You know, anything else they want to do, you know, like if they want to try judo or jiu-jitsu or something, you know, that's obviously a different style entirely. Right. You're not going to show up to a tournament and be like, oh, what's the rule set today?
Right. No.
So we're talking about 3 styles of wrestling, basically.
Right. And
we're talking about in 7 days, 3 different styles of jiu-jitsu in the same city.
In the same city.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah.
Talk about have a sport and have like 5 or, you know, 6 different, you know, like rule book for, you know, for the same sport doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? I have 3 kids fighting a new breed this week, and they're allowed to do foot locks for the kids. Oh, really? Kids of 12 years old. He fight in expert division, he can do straight foot lock. Huh. You know what? I think foot locks are cheap.
Yeah, I know you do. I know he does.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu back in the day, good jiu-jitsu fighter back in the day, they take arms and do chokes. And take the guys back and pass guard, smash. Or sweep and come up with submission. That's why I said like about like fight to win rules. Are good rules. You fight to win. Yeah. You fight to, you know, tap the other person. IBJJF rules, they have this set of rules for a long time. They sometimes change a little bit to make the sport better, not to change the rules just to, you know, to make it different. They just try to make it easier for the referees to ref the fight and make the fight exciting. Like very exciting now, like a boring fight. Right. That's why sometimes IBJJF come up with different rules. About the 50-50 rules, about the double pull rules, like 20 seconds, they have stand-up. So because a lot of fighters nowadays, they use too much of the rules to win matches. Right. And it start become a little bit boring because they don't move much. They always fight with their board on the floor. And is not excited for who watching that type of game. So when IBJJF change the rules is to make it more excited, not to make, you know what I mean, different rules from any other sport or any other jiu-jitsu tournament. You know what I mean? So what I think we miss in jiu-jitsu right now is a very good, like work a little bit on the, not work a little bit, work a lot more on the referees so you can have a better judgment. When you put our fighters, when you spend like $3,000, $1,000 to go to the tournament and end up screw up like with a bad referee, that's really bad. That make you lose a student, make the other person give up, say, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. Why am I going to spend my money? I go over there, the guy's like, he knows I swapped the guy, but he didn't want to give me points. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about, you know, like big academies like Aliança, Checkmate, and Soul FIghters, Carlson Gracie. They being a little bit more, you know, they push a little bit more for those type of academy. I don't believe that. But it's there, you know what I mean? They put like 100, 200 people on a tournament. So whatever runs the tournament, like the amount of money in the bank account, don't take me wrong, don't please. Right. But it is what it is. Yeah. Nowadays, people, they sometimes you see a referee, they don't want that. Let's see, like you have a young referee, and you see a big name in front of him, and a big coach over there. I'm not gonna put any name now. Right. I already said too much. So when that referee see a small academy, a small academy, let's put it away, and the guy have no coach over there, that guy sometimes he feel like, oh man, I better do good over here, or even, you know what I mean, push a little bit more to this side, or I'm not gonna lose my job. Yeah.
It's intimidating.
If I make a mistake, I hope I make a mistake. If that guy doesn't have anybody there,
Exactly.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. This is not right. You should train so the referee can be impartial. Like you know, I'm talking about. Not doesn't take any side. Doesn't take any color, any school name or anything. He ref what he sees, and he take the good decision by studying jiu-jitsu, by working with jiu-jitsu. He will be able to take a better decision when he, you know, have to give points away. That makes sense. So if you don't train your jiu-jitsu, your referees, it's gonna be a big deal in our sport right now. And those rule set, like too many rule sets, is all the thing doesn't make any sense to me. So I hope it like change in the future a little bit and stop making new rules all the time, different tournaments. People, they are not qualified to do, you know, tournament. They open, you know what I mean? We should like have a, you know, like a union or somebody like somebody to stop those people doing things like this, you know what I mean? To make our jiu-jitsu instead like better, you know, take a different direction. That makes sense. That's what.
What do you think about have you seen the slap jiu-jitsu? Have you seen that? Combat jiu-jitsu? Have you seen that at all yet?
Back in the day, they used to do that. You saw like a slap and people like this. This back in the day, but this is like, they do this inside academy.
Now they're doing it on UFC Fight Pass. Eddie Bravo has now created combat jiu-jitsu where you now slap and do jiu-jitsu.
You know what that came from? Back in the day, they used to do that in Brazil.
Yeah.
But back in the day, jiu-jitsu in Brazil was really bad. I couldn't do jiu-jitsu back in the day in Brazil. I was in the judo from 9 years old to 18 years old, and my teacher used to tell me, if you do jiu-jitsu, please don't even come back to my academy anymore. Why? Jiu-jitsu back in the day
had a bad reputation, right?
They have a very bad reputation. They used to go out at night and kick everybody's ass on clubs and stuff. They used to be like a really bad family back in the day. Like I'm not gonna say names anymore. Like I said, we're not supposed to say, you know, point fingers to anybody. But back in the day in Rio de Janeiro, it was bad. Jiu-jitsu fighters, they have a very bad reputation. They used to teach like people like supposed to be criminals. You know what I mean? Like people like they do things they're not supposed to do. Let's do like criminals. Yeah. That's how they used to teach jiu-jitsu too. Wow. To politicians, to people like, you know, to protect like guys, like bad guys. They used to do that back in the day in jiu-jitsu in Brazil. In Rio de Janeiro. So there was this lab thing, was a challenge from academy to academy. So now they try bringing this like is something they used to do back in the day. It doesn't make any sense to me. Let's make a jiu-jitsu sport the way we're doing right now, IBJJF doing right now. We need to have like one set of rules in one major league. And that major league right now is IBJJF, no doubt it. Everybody wants to be a world champ from IBJJF. That one you make money, make advertise for academy. You have material to work with if you want to become a world champ in IBJJF. Right. You don't see any other, I'm a world champ from Managa. I'm a world champ from Newbridge. I'm a world champ from you know what I mean? Right. Now you have a ADCC, you have Abu Dhabi. But back in the day, it was only BJJF and CBJJ, CBJJ. Yeah, you know what I mean? So right now they have these tons of leagues. So how are you going to have this? Who's going to take over? Who's going to be, okay, I'm legit world champ in jiu-jitsu.
Right.
So what set rules you world champ?
Right.
I mean, when I talk to people about it, you know, in terms of strictly jiu-jitsu, most people I know look at the main world championships as IBJJF, especially for the gi, and Abu Dhabi. Those are the biggest shows in town, the most prestigious titles at this point.
That's what you can make advertise with. That's when you, like, as far as me, for example, I'm a jiu-jitsu, I'm a gym owner. I have my jiu-jitsu academy. And I need to like make material enough to advertise my academy. I don't pay Yelp. I don't pay Google. I don't pay anybody. I go to fight. I make my material fighting.
Right.
Yeah.
Show to people what I do the best is fight and win championships. I think there's nothing better. Nothing else is better than this type of advertising. You go over there, show yourself over there, say that's what I got. What I got.
Right.
And bring in and make a little advertising. See people, come to you. Like I said, I have a people like you drive like 100 miles to train with me. They spend more money in gas than like actually
Than on lessons.
lessons. It is true, and it's not one or two I have. I have a bunch of those.
I know.
You don't live close to my academy, Zero.
No.
You drive like 30 minutes to get to my academy. You probably like spend like every time you go over there $20 in gas or 15.
No, that vehicle's got to be like 50.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. No, but I love it.
So-
I love the jiu-jitsu at your
So
academy.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I hope just become better and better.
Yeah.
Now, I think this was actually on the last podcast too, but I have a memory of it. You want jiu-jitsu to become an Olympic sport.
I don't
right?
want to.
Or you feel it's going to?
I don't want to, but it will push you to have one set of rules.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, for sure.
So if you want to be Olympic medalist, you have to fight on that set of rules and train under that set of rules.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who's going to make those rules? Who's going to make their commission, Olympic commission first? They have like commissions in England. They try to do something with jiu-jitsu right now. But I don't know. I don't know if it would be a very good idea to become an Olympic sport right now. I know I want to because those type of things, we're going to have a better referees. We're going to have a better rules.
Right.
Not better, but at one set of rules.
Right.
And the referees, they have to, to be prepared to ref those fights. We talk about like a high level, like millions and million people going to be watching you on TV. You cannot have like referees, they make a mistake with a few,
Right.
like basic stuff. I see referees make mistake with basic stuff.
Yeah.
The last Chicago Open have a brown belt, Monroe. She was a referee. She can ref. She just can ref. All the referees, most of the referees on that day, the top one, they came up to me and said, I didn't want that girl here. I told them not to bring because she's not good. And I have like 4 or 5 guys, referees, they agree with each other, say she shouldn't be here. They don't even want to know what was my complaint because they already know she screwed up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't want to go to her and ask, did you do that? They knew that she did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's tricky.
Yeah.
So here's a tricky question. So we want the best refs we can possibly get, obviously, for whatever the sport may be. But let's just say IBJJF rules right now. What do you feel like? How does you start off? You're not going to be a great ref, just like you're not a great jiu-jitsu competitor when you start off. You're not going to be a great ref starting off. You need to get that experience. You're going to make your mistakes. Should there be some kind of system in place, like you're a first year ref, you're only allowed to ref white belt matches at an open. You're a like does there need to be like some kind of grading level for the referees to determine like what they can do, what events they're allowed at, like that? Because obviously you gotta have a constant pool of new referees year in, year out, because guys are gonna retire. The best referees can't be everywhere at once. Obviously, I mean they could be. It'd be enormously expensive, obviously, for the organization to constantly be flying everyone to all the events if they're not already there. So, like, what's the answer there? Like, how do you get the not top level refs to get the experience and to level up without?
I mean, look at the UFC. The UFC only has a handful of guys that are at the top level.
Well, yeah.
Out of all the events, that's it. Handful.
And they ref all the time. They don't keep changing.
Right.
What happened with these small leagues? They don't have money enough to have the same referee to take to Tennessee, Colorado.
Right.
So they cannot fly those people
So
everywhere. So they
they're
have
always
to
gonna
find
some
people
local
over
guy.
there.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for you to have a company, but you don't invest in your company.
Right.
Those small tournament now is gonna be a small tournament. They're just gonna come over here to make a little money and be like this. New Bridge yesterday, 2 days ago, they charge $100, nine something dollars for a kid for one fight. Home order. So I'm gonna explain to you. I have 3 kids fighting on New Bridge. All 3 they did private classes with me the whole week. With 4 classes for each one of them, I charged $60. So with 4 classes for each was
$240.
$240 was like almost. I made like $600 in private class. Let's put it that way. In 4 days, I teach all the kids. She spent $100 for the kid to fight. So each kid pay $240 plus $100 to fight that tournament. One fight. One fight.
For New Breed.
For New Breed. They was waiting for their fight for like 5 hours, 4 hours. They pay $100. They fought once, and they left.
That's it. How'd they do?
They won. They all won
Well,
gold medal. But you see what I'm talking about?
It's ridiculous. Yeah,
Right.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Those are small tournaments. They don't have money to pay referees and take them everywhere. IBJJF does.
Right.
IBJJF is multi-millionaire company. They doing better now. You see every tournament they have like 5 or 6 referees. Always they on the mat. Those guys are getting better. But we have 12 matches. We have like 12 areas to fight. It's only 6 of them.
Right.
Right. So they got to fill in with
The people like from the city. And like I said, they're going to get the growth that are not supposed to be there. They're going to get guys they're not supposed to be reffing. Right. That's what happened. It's gonna be very hard until somebody like, okay, I'm gonna take like 12 very good referees. They're gonna make mistake. You know the best referee? The one they make less mistake during the day. Because everybody's gonna make 1 or 2 mistake. One make the less is gonna be the best one.
Right.
I was there. I know how it works. I made my mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. I try to correct my mistake on the fight. Yeah. In the middle of the fight, okay, I made a mistake right now. I got to go back. Oh, take the points off.
Right.
But I was a good referee, and I care what I do.
Right.
I wasn't there just because of the money.
Right. I
really care what I do. I'm a fighter. I need my gold medal when I fight. And I don't want to be, screwed like by a referee because he doesn't know. So better me to be a very good ref so I can teach my partner, my referee partner on the mat. And maybe I can give them advice to can get better. They can seem like reffing better, good, so they can ref like try to ref better too. You know what I mean? And see, like a lot of people, they don't care. They don't care. They over there, especially Brazilian. I'm sorry, I'm Brazilian. They come for the money. Sometimes they don't even have a visa. They don't have like money to travel everywhere. They don't have money to even to compete. So they have to work as a referee, not because they want to, because they have to.
Right.
When you have to do something that you don't want to do, you don't do well.
Right.
You gotta do what you love, and so you can take pride in what you do.
Right.
That's what I think. That's why you have a big issues with like those set of rules, referees, stuff like that. That's the only thing like I don't like about but I'm gonna keep going, try to make it better. It's not much we can do. We can talk about it, try maybe like people can hear us talking, and okay, we're gonna do something about it. You know what I mean? That's the one thing. We can speak and people can listen, then they can do something about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. That's the best is here talking. That's the best way to resolve things.
Yeah,
Talking.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I got a personal question, and we don't need to name any names here, but you refed for 10 years. You said you made your mistakes. What's like the most memorable, like oh God, I can't believe I did that type mistake that you made?
One was against Cobrinha's kid, son.
Oh, I met him when I was out in Vegas.
A good kid. Cobrinha ended up yelling at him because it was like a very close fight. It was like 2 advantages. I gave 2 advantage for the same move. It was a single leg, and the kid like walk with Cobrinha's son off the mat. So supposed to be just one not even advantage because it was just walk outside.
Oh, okay.
And so it was not supposed to be an advantage because he never touched, on the floor. And I end up give the other guy 2 advantage. And by end of the fight, he lost because of advantage.
Oh.
That was bad. Then afterwards, I saw the fight. I said, oh my God. I said sorry, but it was too late. I already raised the other guy's hand. And it was like one of the big, I think it was the Mundial. He was a brown belt, purple belt back in the day. I made a big mistake.
Oh, jeez. See, that terrifies me. That stuff like that makes me not want to ref.
And listen, like I said, by that time, I wasn't one of the top referees. I was like actually reffing like finals with, Rafael Mendes, Tanquinho, Alexandre Ribeiro, all these top fighters, Low, Bochecha. I used to ref all of them. And that day I made a mistake. See, even good referees can make a mistake during the day. Sometimes it's too late to. But that day, I was not a good referee. Why? I have a short temper. You know what I mean? It was hard for me to ref and not to listen people outside from the match. So I was not good. I was a good referee, but I was not good for the job.
Yeah.
And I have to agree with that because I have a short temper. And people, they're going to call your name. They're going to tell you're going to kill you. And if they're not going to kill you, they're not going to shoot you, they're not going to kick your butt or anything like that, but aggravates you when inside the mat. People tell, hey, your mother, blah, blah, blah. And some people, they get like really on that skin. And it was on my skin at that time. So that's why it was not good for the, be a ref.
Yeah.
And that day, I think Cobrinha was giving me like a look like, hey, you better do it. And then I feel like, okay, I'm not going to do it. Just, you know what I mean? Instead, like just thinking about the mistake that I made it and forget about the person who was outside. Like I said, when you see a big guy, big name of jiu-jitsu, coursing you or tell you what to do.
Right.
And if you're not solid inside of there, if you don't know what you're doing over there, you're going to make that mistake. Probably that's what happened to me. I made that mistake because I let him get on my mind.
Yeah.
And I didn't do my job well because of that.
Yeah.
If I wasn't listening to him, I'll probably be able to like correct myself and end up with a good result for his kid.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no.
So, but it was my mistake. I wasn't prepared. I think I was not mentally prepared. Be a ref is not just know the rules, but you need to focus. You need to be a psychology stable, like, you know what I mean? So you can take that job.
Right.
People, they're going to scream at you. They're going to call your names, and you have to breathe and just keep going.
Right.
It's a hard job. It's not an easy job.
Oh yeah, no, I've never thought reffing was easy at any point in my life. I just
So anything else interesting happen at Worlds? I mean, you were in Vegas for all those days. How'd you like? I mean, what else? What'd you do down there besides obviously win?
It was one of the best Worlds so far. Now was the I think it was the biggest tournament, the world's biggest tournament ever.
Well, they did the Vegas Open as well as the Master Worlds.
Everything was perfect. Like all the fights was on time.
Yeah.
Like they have a very good organization right now. BJJF, there's no doubt it.
And the ceremony was nice.
The ceremony, I think they couldn't do better.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They have everybody on the mat, but like I said, how many top 3? It's a master 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now 7. 7 plus 3 was 21 people on the mat just for the masters. So it's hard to, locate everybody on the mat, try to make everybody look the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
well, you were in your gi.
I was in my gi because I
Right.
was in the middle of the mat. I have to start my mat to do the ceremony.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. It couldn't
Was
be a little bit
that
more.
right before finals?
It was right before my finals.
Because on the video that I was watching, I'm like, why did they start the video and like
They
it doesn't,
waited. Yeah.
okay, so the ceremony was going on at that time, and then you came. Okay, that makes sense.
So that's the only
I
thing
didn't
that I
realize
should have
that.
been. A lot of people they couldn't fly, to get the
award.
certificate,
Yeah.
the award. But it's just go over there to get the certificate. Fly to Vegas sometimes expensive, so a lot of people didn't show up. So the first. The number one on my rank, the Master 4, didn't show up.
I see.
I won against him last year.
Yeah.
I beat him by 14-0. It was good. I won that one too. He was the number one. Everybody thought I was going to lose that fight like in the first 2 minutes. And then ended up beat him by 14-0 was fun.
Man, anytime you double digit and you got a 0 in the other column, that's a good day.
time.
Yeah, that's a good
for
day.
sure. It's
You
a good
got
day. Did you eat the acai there?
Acai, where?
Did you have the acai at Worlds?
Are you still dreaming of that?
That acai is so good.
I had 2 bowls of it.
Did you? Oh man, it's so good.
Yeah, they have okay acai.
Yeah.
Brazil, they have a better acai.
Better, right?
Well, this guy's never going to find out because he's afraid to leave the country.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get down. I gotta get down to Brazil.
I'm going to take
day.
him to Brazil sometime next year.
Definitely. Where? Rio?
Yeah, I'm planning to. Actually, a couple of my students go to Rio in December.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Steve and Javier, they're gonna.
Oh, are they?
They're gonna stay with Gabriel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is he here or no? He's in.
No, he left. He
left?
left to
Okay.
Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Gabriel.
Yeah. Gabriel's gonna come. He's gonna teach for us, and he's gonna be part of our academy, Soul Fighters.
Oh, is he?
Next year.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's gonna be one of our teachers there.
Here in Chicago?
He's
or-
our
in
size.
Chicago.
Huh? He's
Yeah,
our size.
I've got to train with him. I know
yeah.
you told me the one time, and I
beautiful.
haven't been able to make it out.
fantastic.
But yeah, I absolutely want to train with him.
People they say it's not fun, but I think it's fun.
Oh, I have a blast with him.
Oh,
Why do they say he's not fun?
I don't know.
because he's mashing everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
But that's the
pressure,
That's
huh?
the best
That's the
part,
best
right?
part.
Come on,
What
man.
the heck? I love it. When we roll, I mean, our first rolls, he had to play with me a little bit to figure out my hook game, you know. But then once he got it, it was just back and forth. Like, okay, now he knows what I'm doing, and he passes all the time. So now I've got to like figure out, okay, how's he
do you
passing?
stop him?
How do I stop him? And then it's just a beautiful
That's
roll.
how you
It's
learn.
so
You
much
learn
fun.
from the best like
Yes.
this. You already like knew that he was studying your game,
Yeah.
so you knew it that you have to do the same thing
I gotta
to
adjust.
catch up a
Yes,
little bit. You know what I
yes.
mean? Otherwise, you'll be,
Yeah.
smashing all the
Get smashed
time.
all the
So
time.
that's how jiu-jitsu about it.
It's great.
Training with a good peer, with a good fighters, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, I know I'm world champion, a couple times, and then I know the way to get to the podium on the world is when you train somebody that never been there before, you still have that doubt, you know what I mean? So he's teaching me, but how I'm gonna be a world champ if I don't train with world champ? You don't have to train with world champ to become a world champ, but definitely need to train with a good teacher so he can take you there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just because I've been there, I know the way there, so you're gonna become a world champ. It's not like that. I don't try to be, tell you, if you're training with me, you're gonna become world champ. It's not like that. But training with good people, good fighters, especially they want to become like champions, like different divisions, or world champ, or Pan American champ, or fight to win champ, or any kind of, you see the guys have good skill, that guy's going to be able to help you a little bit to get to the top.
Right.
Because he's better than you. He always going to try to actually catch up to the next person. You know what I mean?
Right. Be able to give you that push.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what I do. That's why I train with my students,
Yeah, I know.
I train with my students just because that. If they train with me, they can beat me, they ready.
Yeah.
I know, because I don't give them break to anybody over there. I don't have can you go slow? Yeah, that's my slow.
I love Audrey. Audrey, we got done rolling. He goes, I was leaving. He goes, today I smashed really good. I smashed you a little bit more. I'm like, yeah, you smashed me really good. It was good. And I'm working a little bit different. I'm like, yeah, you smashed me really, really well today. I love it. He goes, yeah, I changed it up a little bit. I'm like, yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. But it's good because he doesn't give you the same look. It's not the same. When I roll with him, he always is trying something different. He's innovating himself,
right.
And he's playing with his game. It's not always this, you're not going to get the same roll every time with Andre, and it's so nice.
Yeah.
It's so nice to feel like, oh, now he's going to really pressure me. I thought he pressured me before. No, now it's a different
you had
pressure.
No idea.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see. I'm like, oh yeah, he's just totally different. Just playing with it, and then when you bring back stuff from you saw it at like Adult Worlds, you're like, okay, let's work this. I saw this. This guy was winning on this. Let's play with this so you guys can see, and maybe you can adopt it in your game. That's great. I love the constant like bringing stuff to the game that's new. It's like, I saw this. I know how he's doing it. It worked. Let's see if someone can use it in our gym. It's cool. It's nice.
You gotta be humble.
Yeah,
gotta be humble. Gotta be, like simple. You're always gonna learn something from other people. You know what I mean? You just bring what you think is gonna fit in your style. You know what I mean? I know a lot of good moves from like a lot of people, but I don't bring to my jiu-jitsu because it's not my style. It's not the one that is gonna get a little bit out of my, the jiu-jitsu that I believe. Right. You know what I mean? As far as teaching, I see a lot of people teaching jiu-jitsu right now. Like when you came to the academy, I think we have like this conversation before. A lot of people, they teach jiu-jitsu without rules. They teach armbar, they teach kimura, they teach guillotines, they teach you everything. But they have no goal. It's not defend yourself, you know what I mean? Just attack. If you get caught, you tap. Stuff like that. I'm talking about I'll go back to the rules of jiu-jitsu. When you pass a guard and try pass a guard and get sweep, it's 2 points. A lot of people, they don't even try pass the guard. They sit down before they pass the guard. They go for foot lock. And the other guy stand up, escape the foot, 2 points for the other guy.
Right.
So that's what I'm talking about. A lot of people, they teach jiu-jitsu without
context.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to try pass a guard. I cannot pass a guard. Okay, I'm going to do a foot lock instead. Both. You know what I'm talking about? And the guy escape from the foot lock, come up, it's 2 points for the other person, you lose the fight. If you cannot pass a guard, don't wait for the other guy pull guard on you. Pull guard first.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hey, I pass guard.
I was teasing you.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right. Yeah.
Like a lot of people, they start attacking guillotine, they jump on a guard.
Yeah.
The guy escaped the neck, 2 points for the other person.
Take down. Yeah.
Why did you jump on a guillotine in the first place?
Right.
You know what I mean? Why don't you try take him down, pull him guard, then you go do the guillotine? If he escape the head, it will be no 2 points.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people, they teach jiu-jitsu like that. You know what I mean? They think that the best jiu-jitsu ever. I'm the best. I do my technique. You're gonna win matches. You're gonna win tournaments. It's not like that. Right. A lot of people, they're not qualified. They don't know self-defense. They don't know what jiu-jitsu made for. They have all these type of rules around. They can go for full lock, heel locks. So everybody's teaching jiu-jitsu the way they want to. It's like you feel good academies, not feel like a lot of other academies, like big academies, like Aliança, Checkmate, they have this, concept of jiu-jitsu, like, by rules. You gotta use rules to win matches. You gotta make points to win matches. You cannot just like go for submission or BJJ because you're not gonna make it. You know what I mean? Imagine if you get the rules from fight to win and go fight IBJJF. What's gonna happen to you? You're gonna
probably
lose.
disqualification.
Disqualification. That makes sense. Right. And so a lot of people be teaching like that. That is not good.
What do you think about the IBJJF? Because now, from blue to purple, the rules don't change. Like, so basically from blue to purple, it's the same rule set.
Yeah.
Why do you think the IBJJF didn't did that like that. Like from blue to purple, it's like, okay, same exact rule set. And then once you go purple to brown, then it changes. And then brown to black, it changes again.
It's the amount of
It
year
doesn't
that
change brown to black.
What? Hold on.
Like
I'm
rules, like
thinking,
so.
What changes between brown and black?
The rules change from brown or brown and black is exactly the same.
Exactly the same thing.
Same thing. So the footlocks that come in brown are the same footlocks in black.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once you get to brown belt, everything that comes online is just how it is for the rest of your career.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
for
that makes
IBJJF.
sense. Oh, for
Other
IBJJF.
tournaments differently, but IBJJF, that's how it works.
Basically, blue to purple, identical rule set for those 2 years.
And
Or
black-
those
and brown and
two
black,
belts.
yeah.
And brown black is the same. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought for some reason, I don't know why, I thought that from brown to black there was a different, like they added more submissions.
No, it's the
So
same.
once you hit brown, all footlocks are illegal, all submissions are, except for heel
You
hooks
see a
and
lot of
reaping.
those tournaments on especially Abu Dhabi. They have a brown and black together.
Oh, okay.
Brazilian nationals, the equipes they call equipes, not like academies. They do brown and black together at the same bracket.
Oh, wow.
Because they have the same set of rules.
Same set of
IBJJF they have a brown and black together in some tournaments in Brazil.
Oh, wow.
They just finished it. So far, they just won on the lightweight division. Keep like 5 guys fight against 5 guys from the other gym. So whatever win more,
Right,
take it.
like a league.
Like a league. So far, they just won. Is brown and black together.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
coordinated by IBJJF.
That's cool.
That makes
I know
sense. That makes sense.
CBJJ, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Same
that's
website
good.
and everything. I've seen it in Brazil.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. So I was mistaken that I thought from brown to black there was a different thing that.
No.
It's only the time changes, right? Because brown, there's no 10-minute matches in brown.
No, it's 8 minutes.
8 minutes. So
Yeah.
black, it's 10 minutes.
Right.
So that's that's the major difference.
But scoring and submissions and everything
is all the
Exactly.
same.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's only a time thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then. Keeping blue and purple the same rule set as long as that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that's good.
Like I said,
You're
I
convinced?
don't. I
No,
hope
no, it
people
works.
don't take me wrong when I talk about like people teaching jiu-jitsu in America
No.
and like teaching like a different style of jiu-jitsu. I just believe what I do, and I came from like a very good school, Carlson Gracie. I'm a Carlson Gracie black belt. I'm an old school jiu-jitsu fighter, and I believe what I do, and I think it's the best way to fight jiu-jitsu and to teach jiu-jitsu. So I hope nobody like takes very personal. You know, I mean, if you want to do jiu-jitsu the way you want to do, like, teach jiu-jitsu without rules or soft only for submissions, it's up to you.
Right.
But like I said, my point of view, if you want to do jiu-jitsu sport, you need to go one set of rules, and instead try to do every day. Right. You know what I mean? You're gonna be ABI rules. You're gonna be fight to win rules. You're gonna be IBJJF rules. Well, of course, the way I teach jiu-jitsu, you can fight any tournament with those set rules. But I have my line of teaching.
Right.
I teach self-defense. I teach jiu-jitsu for tournaments, and jiu-jitsu just for lifestyle. What I mean lifestyle? Jiu-jitsu. You're gonna learn how to. You're gonna become blue, purple, brown, and black. And you're gonna learn jiu-jitsu, the real jiu-jitsu, a foundation of jiu-jitsu. You're gonna learn how to do sweeps. You're gonna learn how to do transitions from sweep to submissions. You're gonna learn how to do takedowns. You're gonna learn how to protect yourself on the bottom. You're gonna learn how to protect yourself on the top. That's jiu-jitsu. I'm not gonna teach you jiu-jitsu so you can do, all crazy moves, and you know what I mean. You think you're gonna get away with like moves, like crazy moves. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Like you need to have a line of learning. You cannot just learn everything and then you put everything together later.
Right.
I will do that for you. That's what you pay me for.
Right.
So I'm gonna teach you jiu-jitsu. I'm gonna teach you how to do guard first. I'm gonna teach you how to pass the guard. Several ways to pass the guard, several ways to sweep, submission, basic submission. Then from there, then you can stay on. Then you can keep going on.
Right.
After you become a purple belt, it's not much like a teacher can do for the student. Just train with them, support them whatever they need, show few technique he's gonna forget during the way. But once you become a brown belt and black belt, you already know jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So
Right. It's about refining the game.
Yeah, you already know you have that structure, so it can keep you standing. That makes sense?
Yeah.
If you have no instructor, you're never going to be on top. Like an MMA fighter, only know how to stand up. Doesn't know any jiu-jitsu, doesn't know any wrestling. He probably going to knock, like going to have like 7-0. When he see a jiu-jitsu fighter, boom, 7-1.
Yeah.
See, the next fight, he's going to see a wrestler guy, 7-2.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Gotta be well-rounded.
And then he's going to realize, I need to learn how to do jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
I need to learn how to actually defend takedowns.
Mm-hmm.
So I think jiu-jitsu fighter, if you don't know how to pass a guard, like some of the guys, they do that. They don't know how to pass a guard. I just fought one of them. I'm sorry, but I have to make that comment.
We'll tag him in the show notes.
So that's what I think.
Yeah.
You need to, if you teach jiu-jitsu, make sure you teach everything.
Yeah.
You teach the way it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
should be teach, not just.
Are you showing us some technique after this?
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna show a twister?
No, not twister.
Andre and I were I don't know, he was showing me something and he freaking twisted me. And I'm like, what? He gets up, he goes, yeah, you don't think I know how to do a twister. Don't you ever do that to me. As he walks in, I'm like, what the fuck? You didn't think I knew how to do that. I'm like, thanks, Andre. That was great. All right, let's go do some jiu-jitsu.
All right, sounds good to me.
So you could be found where? Where can people find you, Andre?
We can find me 1531 West Chicago Avenue, Chicago downtown. We have regular hours from 6:30 a.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. every single day. Saturday have open mess. Everybody more than welcome to come. Anybody from all the gym. We're very, very friendly gym, and we expect you to come and try class with us and roll with my students. So yeah.
Awesome. And Instagram, we're
Instagram, Facebook, everything. Yeah, we can Google Andre
what's it
Maneco.
called? Soul FIghters Chicago BJJ. Yeah, on Instagram. Cool. Awesome, Andre. Well, let's go do some jiu-jitsu.
Thank you.
All right. Ciao.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Very Hard to Submit. Go to vhtsny.com and check out their kimonos, compression gear, and apparel. This is a brand we are excited to be supported by. Their gear is high quality with a clean design. Go to vhtsny.com and see for yourself. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. For more information about Grappler Union Podcast, you could visit us at our website at grapplerunion.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Grappler Union. Please like us on Facebook. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes. And all of our episodes are available on our YouTube channel. Say what?
Be sure to subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to all that shit. You got to do another take, right?
Oh.